This video lesson dedicated to the first year course is focused on past tenses. In English, we have 6 past tenses. Past simple, I worked. Past continuous, I was working. Present perfect, I have worked. Present perfect continuous, I have been working. Past perfect, I had worked. Past perfect continuous, I had been working. Now, these are all the 6 different past tenses. But in this video lesson, we will focus on the past simple and used to and would, as we will see. Now, as far as the past simple is concerned, we must say right from the start that it is used to speak about actions that are over and that have taken place at a given time. How do we form the past simple? Very easily. For regular verbs, the conjugation does not change from one person to the other. It stays the same. And we simply add the ed ending to the base form of the verb. I have chosen work because it is easy to even understand the correct pronunciation. Work plus the ed ending becomes worked. Play plus the ed ending becomes played. Walk plus ed ending becomes walked, and listen plus the ed ending becomes listened. There are specific spelling rules to follow, and I suggest you revise them from the previous lessons, especially those on the continuous forms. The past simple of irregular verbs changes according to the different verb chosen. For that, you must follow the irregular verbs chart. However, as for the regular verbs, once you choose the past simple of the irregular verbs, it doesn't change from one person to the other. The same happens with negative sentences and with questions. For the negative sentences and for questions, we use the auxiliary verb do in the past tense. So we will have did followed by not in negative sentences. The contracted form is the most used, and therefore the verb becomes didn't. And the same rule applies for questions or negative questions. Therefore, I will have I didn't go to the cinema last night. George didn't go to the cinema last night. Did you go to the cinema last night? Didn't they go to the cinema last night? As you can see, the verbs don't change from one person to the other. Therefore, the first person will have didn't followed by the main verb in the base form. Third person, George, didn't go. Again, the verb, as you see, does not change. For short answers, you will simply add yes, I did or no, I didn't. Remember what I say in class at all times. Short answers are very important and display politeness. WH questions. When did you go to bed last night? Why didn't you wait for me? As you can see, in the past simple, the verb to have requires the auxiliary to do, as to have got is never used in the past simple. Therefore, we will have I had a cat when I was little. I didn't have a cat when I was little. Did you have a cat when you were little? So, when and how do we use it? to speak about actions that are over and that took place in the past. They are often accompanied by adverbs or time expressions. They are usually positioned at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. Therefore, yesterday I stayed home and worked all day. Last summer, we went on a cruise. The French Revolution started on July 14th, 1789. As you can see, regular verbs will simply take the ed ending as it is in this case. Irregular verbs, such as go, take the past simple column of the irregular verb chart and therefore went. Another thing that I would like to underline, it doesn't matter whether the action took place in a recent past like yesterday, a not so recent past like last summer, or a very far away past like 1789, because all these actions are over and completed. The past tense that we will use will certainly be the past simple. Another circumstance in which we use the past simple is to ask when something happened. Therefore, when did the accident happen? It happened this morning. What time did she get up? She got up at 9. Again, please take a look. Happen is a regular verb and it takes the ed ending at the end of the base form. On the contrary, get up is an irregular verb. Therefore, the verb becomes got up. Another circumstance, again, in which we use the past simple is to speak about facts, events, actions that clearly took place in a specific time in the past, even if there is no specific time reference. So if I say I bought this computer secondhand, it doesn't matter when. Obviously, I bought it some time ago. In any case, it is an action over. Fourth, to tell a story, a fairy tale, often accompanied by expressions that signal a sequence of events. A sequence of events. First, then, after that, next, later, finally. First, the wolf went to Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother's house and ate her up. Then he put on a nightdress and got into her bed. Next, for instance. Finally, to speak about facts, events, or situations that used to happen regularly in the past. And in this case, we use adverbs such as always, sometimes, or never. When I was little, my mother always helped me with my homework. I sometimes went to the playground with my dad. Notice in helped, worked, listened, happened. The E sound is a silence E. We need the E to sound the D, which has a sound that is between the D and the T. Do you hear it? Helped me. Notice for Italian students as ESL. Il passato semplice può essere usato per tradurre imperfetto, passato remoto o passato prossimo, dipende dal contesto, per rendere lo stesso significato dall'italiano all'inglese e o viceversa, bisogna dunque chiedersi: l'azione è conclusa? Si è svolta in un periodo di tempo determinato o trascorso del tutto? Pertanto, non se è stata eseguita in un passato recente, come potrebbe essere per il passato prossimo italiano, piuttosto se l'azione è finita o se avrà un seguito. Se l'azione è conclusa, si utilizzerà sempre il past simple del verbo. inglese.